Hey guys. So I did some walking around the apartment today. Um, but I got a bunch of phone calls, so it's starting to hold on. Hurry up. Okay, now show them. The sun's starting to go down. So we're starting to lose daylight. So I didn't get to walk outside today, but I walked inside. I guess that counts for something. Um, but I had back to back phone calls. I spent so much time on the phone today. I don't. Not a huge fan of being on the phone. Um, and it was like all business phone calls, like dealing with stuff, and finally, literally just before coming out here to check in for the day, I got a call from um, ultrasound. So on the 22nd of this month, I have to go for the ultrasound of my thyroid. So,
Oh, damn it.
what?
Oh, there she is. Oh, I can't. I'm just trying to get a nose because there was a dog nose.
Um, I know Marley wants to just sit out here with us while we record today, but it's cold.
It's warmer than it has been.
Um, I mean, fair, but it's cold for her little old lady bones.
Yep.
Um, we might have company later, so thankfully it's furry company, so I'm not going to be too bothered by it. But we're not sure, so if we do, I will let you know. Somebody we know may need us to watch their fur baby for a bit. And Marla gets along with them, so. But then Marla gets along with anything.
As long as it's calm.
Or a squirrel.
Yeah.
My dog isn't very big. Like once in a while, she'll be like, "Oh, let me chase a squirrel." But if it runs, she slows down because she doesn't want to hurt it. She just wants to take care of it. I don't. She's weird.
She wants to play.
Unless it's like Squirrel Friend, which she hasn't seen in years. But I guess story time. When she was a puppy, there was a squirrel at a park by where we lived, and it used to always run down the tree and run up to her, and then chirp at her and like run away, but like stop and like chirp at her until she'd chase it, and then it would run around the bottom of the tree, like right at like catch level, and then they'd be running in one direction, and then it'd jump and it would turn around and run the other direction, and Marley would turn around and run away from it, and they would literally play tag around the tree, and it would always run up and grab onto her collar and sniff her face whenever it saw her. So they became best friends. So Marley will chase the squirrel, but not aggressively like other dogs. And fast forward to, I don't know, I want to say maybe 2 months before I met Eli, I was walking my dog out front of our building, and they have bushes. Eli's showing the bushes when he points the camera that way. And one day, a squirrel came out of the bush and like sat down right in front of Marley and was like sniffing her nose and just like sitting there. We literally had to stop walking. And Marley sat down and looked up at me like, what do I do? I don't know what to do with this. And then it like licked her nose, and casually walked back into the bush. And Marley and I just kept right on walking. We were like, okay. Marley kept looking up at me like, you saw that, right? Like, you saw that squirrel come up and sniff my nose, right? And lick my face. You saw it lick my face? Yeah, Marley, I saw that. She didn't know what the hell to do. Um, so she gets along with pretty much everything and pretty much everyone. Um, unless you're a dick, then she's got a very low tolerance for assholes. But same, so I'm not gonna fault my dog for it. Um, but yeah, so no footage of me walking today because we're losing daylight too quickly, and I need a mental break after all the phone calls. And I'm not even gonna lie, the fact that I've got the ultrasound appointment for the 22nd, I'm super anxious. I also have a CT appointment for the 20th. So yeah, my brain is a little mushy right now. And then I've got an appointment at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning to fill out some paperwork. So yeah, it's just a lot right now. So I walked around the apartment. I'm not walking outside because my brain is just mushy. So I thought I'd do a little sit down. What?
It's very cold.
Uh,
The bottle, not the.
A little sit down check in today. Also, I was thinking about something the other day, yesterday, when we were folding laundry. When my kid was little, I was buying her a bunch of clothes. I can't remember if I got the outfit at Walmart or if it was one of the ones I picked up at a thrift store or where I picked it up, but I was, getting her some new summer clothes. One of the outfits I picked up, on the tag it had a warning label. And I was like, I just happened to see it. Like I threw all the new clothes in the washer, threw them in the dryer, and then I'm folding them to put them away, and I noticed warning on one of the tags. And I was like, why is there a warning label on my child's clothing? Like, I didn't notice this when I picked up the outfit. Maybe I shouldn't have washed this outfit. Maybe it just belongs in the trash because I'm not about to put my child in something that, I don't know, like, felt weird. On the piece of clothing, if I remember right, it was a dress or a shirt or something. Anyway, it said more warning, removed from child or remove child before washing.
What idiot somewhere.
And it's more than one. Warning labels are there because somebody's somewhere did something. If one idiot friggin', I don't know, puts on a Flash costume and can't run faster and tries to sue, they're going to be like, okay, you know what? You're special and it's whatever. It's a one off. But in order for them to put a warning label on something, like even if that person wins, I feel like they're not going to start saying putting on this costume is not going to make you run faster.
Yeah.
But if more than one person does it, then obviously they need to put a warning label on it. Which I have so many questions for so many warning labels I've seen, because there are so many situations where I see a warning label and it says warning, do not do, just like with warning, do not put bag on head. Yeah, no shit, dumbass. I knew that already. Thanks for letting me know I shouldn't do the thing that I already knew not to do. Which brings me to remove child before washing. How, how many people stuck their child in the washing machine? For one. Two, if you are one of the people that stuck your child in the washing machine, how did you leave the how? I feel like there should be systems in place in hospitals before we let people. I mean, anybody can birth a child. You don't have to have a brain cell to birth a child. I mean, look at some of the people in this world. Clearly, you don't have to have a brain cell to birth a child or raise a child. But how many people had to stick their children in washing machines? And how did they get to leave their hospital with their children? And furthermore, like, out of all the people that stuck their child in the washing machine and was just like, oh, I was trying to wash the top.
12 minutes.
Oh, it's fine. How many of those people actually didn't know any better and didn't just use that as an excuse? I have so many questions. Like, so many questions. I just don't. I have questions. But yeah, I was thinking about that while we were folding clothes. And I was like, none of my tops. I mean, I did have a blouse. We'll see you in the next clip, actually. I did have a blouse at one point that that I bought somewhere. I didn't realize when I bought it, but it said warning flammable. It was like really I don't even know what kind of material it was. It was like it almost looked like meshy, but it was cute. It was meant to be worn over like a tank top, and it said warning extremely flammable on the tag.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrifying. It was more scary when I accidentally reached over a candle flame wearing it. And like, I thought I was high enough above it, but not too much. I didn't get burned badly. Like, I got burned, but not. Like, I'm fine. No scar, no nothing. But yeah. I've got a scar, however, on my elbow somewhere. I got attacked making popcorn in a pot. I reached over the pot to get the lid because I forgot to put the lid on, and the lid was behind the pot. I was a teenager. I was an idiot. I knew how to make popcorn in a pot, but I put the pot on the stove. My mom had pot sets, so the lid was like upside down in the pot cupboard. I took it out and I put the pot lid on the back burner, put the oil or the butter or whatever I was using and the kernels in the pot. And then I was like, oh shit, I need to cover that. And I went to reach over, and as I reached over to grab the lid, the pot had got hot enough that it started to pop the popcorn. And that was fun. popcorn kernel popped up and hit my elbow, and I was like, ow, that hurt. And I put the lid down, and then I was standing there waiting for it to finish popping, and I was like, ow, that still hurts. And the popcorn kernel was stuck to my arm, and I was like, oh, well, that's why it hurts. And now Eli's seen it. Now I have a little red circle on my arm forever from popcorn. So that's fun. I've got scars on my wrists. No, I can't make any of them out. They're all covered with tattoos, but I've got plenty of scars on my wrists from like baking and stuff, because you do stupid stuff and accidentally touch the side of the oven when you're baking all the time. I mean, I've even reached in once and freaking went to grab the pan, but let go, burnt the tips of my fingers pretty freaking bad. For a while, it looked like I may never get fingerprints. Like the tips of my fingers were shiny for quite a while. I was like, oh, I think one of my fingerprints is screwed up, and it's probably from that. But because it was bad. I was young. My mom made me go into the hospital, get my fingers looked at. I remember I had to have little gauze wraps on all my fingers, and then they came down and connected to a little band around my wrist. Freaking, they put some kind of medical, I don't know, some kind of wet, goopy wrap around my finger, and then wrapped it with like little gauze wraps, and then I had to leave that on for a couple of days, I think it was, and then I had to put special lotion on my fingertips every day. I think it was like twice a day until the burns healed. They were pretty bad burns. But I just wasn't thinking. I just reached in the oven and tried to grab the pan. So, yeah, I'm smart. but, but yeah. So back to the warning label. ADHD. Sorry about that. I'm really, really anxious. When I get really, really anxious, my ADHD gets really, really bad, and it's really, really hard to stay on one topic. And now I've been babbling, so I gotta start wrapping up this video. But as far as the warning labels go, what is the weirdest warning label you've seen that you've been like, yeah, no shit? There's other ones, like I have like a list of them that I've personally seen. I bought a frozen dinner once. The instructions are on the back of the box, like on the bottom of the box. And so I took it out of the freezer, and I was like holding it up trying to read it, and then I was like, why don't I just turn it over? Then I turned it over to read it, and on the bottom of the box, in bold letters, it says, do not turn box upside down.
How the fuck are you supposed to know that without flipping the box upside down?
Yep. So on the bottom of the box, it says, do not turn box upside down. So I failed. I turned the box upside down. At which point, I turned the box upright, took the thing out of the, I can't even remember what the meal was, but took it out of the box, and then flipped the box upside down to read it. But shouldn't you put do not turn box upside down on the top of the box?
I mean, logically, yeah.
You know, like, hey, don't turn this upside down, because even though it's frozen, it may fuck your shit up. It didn't. everything was fine. But I was still confused about why I was not allowed to turn the box upside down and why they decided to tell me on the bottom of the box, which I wouldn't see clearly without turning the box upside down. So, yeah. But yeah, give me your weirdest warning label or the one that made you go, well, duh. No shit. I think on my electric mixer it says, not to lick the beaters while the mixer's on.
Keep hands out of stand mixer while it's on.
Yeah, that one too. Do not attempt to stop mixer with your tongue.
Damn it. They ruined the fun.
Okay. I'd never do it. Ever, ever, ever. But the first time I read that, do you know how many intrusive thoughts went through my mind? I was like, I was like, no, it's not. No. Like, I won't even, if I'm making something that you can, like lick the beaters to, I can't, I have to take them out of the machine. Like, I physically cannot, even if the beater is unplugged, like, I can unplug it, but I cannot lick the beater if it's still attached to the machine. My brain won't let me. I think that's the anxiety part of my brain.
Your brain's like, what if? It's unplugged, but what if?
What if there's some kind of demonic prison that finds a way to turn it on? I have to take the beater out of the machine before I can lick it. But, you know, there are some warning labels that make you go, yeah, no shit. Like on the blow dryer.
Nope, there goes Ernie.
Like on the blow dryer, do not use in shower and do not use while sleeping. In 45 years, I've never been actively washing my hair and been like, maybe I should try to dry it. So yeah, give me your weirdest warning label that you've seen.
10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm wrapping up.
Okay.
Or like the Christmas lights we bought last year. Indoor, outdoor use only.
Oh, yeah.
What? Okay.
I don't want to know.
What, where, how, what? So, what? Indoor, outdoor use only. As opposed to what?
I'm not ready for the worst possible answers.
I am. So if you have an idea, drop it in the comments. What could be the other use? Indoor, outdoor use only. And like curling irons always say, use only for intended use. What else are you going to use it? Never mind. I don't know if I'm. Maybe I am.
Ready for that answer?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I might. No.
You sure?
Yeah, maybe I am. No, I don't.
Oh, this is a roller coaster ride.
Okay, I'm a firm believer of don't ask the question if you can't handle the worst possible answer. So, yeah. How about we just go back to indoor, outdoor use only? I mean, we have also seen Christmas lights that said use only for intended use. So yeah, I have questions. Things get weird warning labels for weird reasons. I heard apparently on chainsaws it says do not attempt to saw with tongue. So, yeah. How about you give me your weird warning label? Whatever it is, whatever you've seen that made you go, huh? Why do we need to tell people that? Or, you know, some other, like, there's just so many weird warning labels, and I don't know how some of the people that, I mean, they're all there because somebody did it. Somebody somewhere did it. That's why they had to warn other people not to do it. So let me know what the weirdest warning label you've seen is, and if you think it's a useful warning label, like the hair dryers, I believe on like actual toasters, unless he like cut the warning labels off his cord, he can check and confirm or deny if it's still there. But somebody told me that on toasters there's a warning that says do not use in the bathtub or shower, which never been a thing I had to worry about. And I feel like anybody that's taken their toaster into the bathtub isn't fixing to make toast.
Yep.
Like,
Agreed.
So the warning label is useless because if they're bringing the toaster into the bathtub, the purpose they're bringing it in there for is not toast.
Yep.
But yeah, so give me your weirdest warning label. And I guess that's it for today. Hopefully tomorrow after my morning meeting, I can get some walking done outside because pacing the tiny little apartment, though effective, is boring. So anyways, we are grateful for you, each and every single one of you. I screwed up my own outro. Well, whatever. We are grateful for you, and we love you, each and every single one of you. I mean, we are also grateful for each and every single one of you, but still, I screwed up my own outro. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.